What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture, and I'm talking about some future state Batman here today, guys. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Check out all the awesome links below. Official Journals, Comics merch, how you can become a patron of the channel for just $3.99 a month. Comic Book Canon, link below to our Friday night show every single Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and a whole bunch of other awesome affiliates. But guys, let's get into this video. Man, we got an announcement, or we got the reveal of Tim Fox being Future State's Batman. We got a lot of celebratory reaction to this. We got a lot of negative reaction, and quite honestly, a lot of negative reaction. And I'm going to speak to why a lot of the negative and hateful reaction is basically it's the same energy and same rhetoric that, you know, allows this cloud to linger over the comic book industry. And I always say this, it's definitely a minority, but they tend to have the loudest voices sometimes. But I'm going to speak to why it's extremely hypocritical, and why I feel that a majority of these people are the same people that complain about comics not being good these days. But really, those same people probably don't read much comics these days, and they don't give anything a chance. All right. Now, look, I understand that this can be maybe a negative thing to some people because they're stuck in their ways of saying, well, I want Bruce Wayne as Batman. It's not about the color of someone's skin. But that's arguable because we have McGinnis as Batman Beyond, and I didn't hear much pushback regarding that. But, you know, look, you know, a lot of us are suckers for, oh, there's only one Spider-Man and that's Peter Parker. There's only one Batman and that's Bruce Wayne. Whatever. I'm not, if you feel that that's you and you have no other qualms against this, then I'm not directing this at you. But here's the thing. This is first off, an alternate reality, okay? It's not even our reality that we all grew up in. It's not the Gotham that we grew up with the Bruce Wayne that we grew up with, okay? And it's also an alternative future, all right? So, and here's the big thing about people being mad about this. This is a temporary kind of like a what if. You know, just like Marvel Comics did the what if. This is a what if, guys. This is what if something happened in the future. Let's write a story about it. And you talk about all these people that complain about comic books aren't, you know, they're not good anymore. They're not going anywhere. They're stale. They can't get creative. You know, this is a situation where comic book creators are saying, let's put our standard monthly releases, monthly titles on hold for just 2 months. And let's do this cool little event that's like a what if event. It's an alternative reality with an alternative future. We all know, and this is why it's very hypocritical. Because those that are saying, oh, I want Batman to be I want Bruce Wayne to be my Batman, I want Peter Parker to be my Spider-Man and all this. It's very hypocritical because they're doing this. They're doing this in an alternate reality because we know that those main characters will never die. They're doing this as a 2-month limited series because they know that those characters will never die. We are getting our standard Bruce Wayne back in 2 months. But they're getting creative and saying, how can we create a fresh take and a fresh story that'll really entertain readers, or maybe even bring in some new readers? Let's say, what if this was more realistic and it's a future where Batman gets old, or Bruce Wayne gets old and Bruce Wayne dies and somebody else has to take up the mantle? Tim Fox. You see what I'm saying, guys? So it allows us to venture down the multiverse of possibilities, of endless possibilities of saying, what if this happened in the future? Let's read a story about it. The end. And that's it. And then we could celebrate. We could say, oh, that was a great storyline. That was cool. And then we could go back to our reality of loving Bruce Wayne as Batman. But so many people can't even see that. And I'm sorry, but I don't think it's because of a lot of the things that they say here. Like I said, we already had an alternate, future of Terry McGinnis taking the mantle. And there's old man Bruce. And we all celebrate that. So why is there such an angry mob at this? And guys, I'm not even gonna put words to it, because we know what it is. We know what it is. And I could sit here and say I'm hurt by it. I could sit here and say I'm shocked by it. I could sit here and say I'm angry by it, but really I'm none of those. I'm none of those, because I'm numb to it all. And at the end of the day, I expect it. And that is a sad thing. It's a sad thing, but guess what? This is where I'm encouraged. This is how I'm encouraged. Those people are the minority. They really are. No matter how loud they get, no matter how loud they may keep being, they're the minority. And we're seeing that the demand for this future state stuff is already showing you how celebrated this event is going to be. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, if we read these books and the stories suck, then we can have that conversation then. But we can't sit and say, this is a bad decision. They're destroying Batman and they're doing this, when we don't know, because the books aren't out yet and we haven't read them. Right? Right. So, again, give this a chance. If you're really somebody that just says, I don't know, it's like Bruce Wayne's my Batman, I'm just worried about the story being good or not. Hey, wait for it to come out. Buy a copy. Read the digital issue. Whatever the case may be. Read it and then be a critic of it. Okay? If it's horrible writing and it just fell flat on its face, I'm going to come out and say something about it. I got a few of these on my pre-orders. I got the Wonder Woman one. I don't know if I got the Batman one, guys. I don't know if I did, but I'm interested in it. I'm really interested. So if I didn't get those, I'm going to definitely download the digital versions just so I can read them. So, all right, guys, with that being said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Look, we have to celebrate the fact that we got to get creative with comic books, and DC's doing that. And I'm not going to go down the whole rabbit hole of everyone saying DC's failing. Look at how Warner Brothers and AT&T is ruining DC and DC Comics. That's not happening here. But right now, I'm going to celebrate this event, this future state event. I'm extremely excited about it. We got not only a multi-ethnic, diverse characters being brought in, but we got a multicultural, which means it's a global aspect. And I'm going to say, just as Jim Lee stated, there are more and more people around the world that are getting involved and that are getting interested in comic books, and they want stories that are close to them. It's not just about the color of your skin. It's about where you come from. It's about being from Brazil or being from the Middle East or Asia or even Europe, wherever you may be, no matter the color of your skin, religious backgrounds, that superheroes shouldn't just be American, right? So that's what I feel this is going to speak to in terms of the future state in general. Tim Fox's Batman, hey man, Bruce Wayne's one of Bruce Wayne's closest friends' son in the future taking up the mantle. I'm ready for it. So with that being said, guys, look, I love the hobby. The hobby is strong and pushing on right now, and I'm happy about that. So I hope all of you are too. Look, not everything on the market, not everything on the shelves is going to speak to all of us. So buy what speaks to you, leave everything else for everyone else, and stay positive, and don't knock other people for doing other things. And when it comes to this, just don't be a hater. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, why are you so mad? Why are you so angry? All right, guys, with that being said, again, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Be well, and until next time.